Hi guys, Expert Scripter here, back again with another video. In today's video, what we're going to be doing is continuing on the camping series that we've been doing. So, first thing you want to do is go ahead and open up camping, your game. This should look a bit like, well, exactly like this really. So yeah, if you guys haven't watched the first episode, go over to my channel on YouTube, click the playlist button and click on this. It'll take you to the first video. If you haven't watched this, go ahead and watch it. Alright, first thing we need to do is go into transport, into scripts, into the handler. We're going to make a table up here called games. And then it's going to be an empty table just like that. Second thing we want to do is on the get vacant seat. So if you can't find this, just do a search for it. Get vacant. And then it's where we create the function up here. Instead of, oh, this isn't it. It's where we create the function. Yeah, this is it. So instead of player name, we're going to have player. We're just going to copy player, put it all over here, where it needs to be replaced. Alright, and then local player, we're not going to pass the player.name, okay? And you can also go down to where it prints the player down here. Put v.name. Alright. This is because we're trying to insert the player object into the table. You can see here, table.insert, we need to insert the object and not the string of the player. And then obviously we're going to have .name there, and .name there, wherever we print the name. Okay, I believe that's correct. Okay, so, local games, we've got a table for games. And it doesn't actually do anything at the minute. So what we're going to do is we're going to do some scripting to make this do something. So the first thing we want to do is scroll down to where it says teleport players down here. So that's just after the tween.completed. So if you look for the tween.completed in the script, underneath teleport players we're going to have a for loop. We're just going to say for I, v pairs, and then it's going to be pick up 1, which is the table with the players in it. We're going to create a remote event in the replicated storage, and we're just going to call it we'll call this blacken. We will be using it later though. BLACKEN. We'll be using that later, we won't be using it right now. So for I, v in pairs, pick up 1, we're going to say TPS, so we haven't even made that yet, have we? Let's see, no we haven't. Let's do local teleport service, so TPS equals game, get service, teleport service. Down here we're going to do TPS, teleport, and then here what we need to do is games, which is our table. Alright, then it's going to be math.random 1 from the number of games. So basically what this does is it's going to pick a random ID. So it's going to select a random ID here with this function using math.random from the number 1 to the amount of games we have. So we don't have anything in there at the minute. I'm just going to move this up to the top. Looks a bit neater. So yeah, we don't have anything in there at the minute, but we will have in a minute. So we're just going to copy this script, this for loop we just created. And we're going to do the same thing, apart from we're going to have pick up 2 this time. Also, we forgot the extra argument of v, which is going to be actually sending the player object to be teleported. Right, so I think what we could probably do is now create some maps. So I'm going to do some maps. So you want to go to view. If you go to Game Explorer, and I haven't published this, so I'm gonna do that. Alright, there we go. So this is actually my 4th time trying to record this video, because every time my mic would be muted or something else would happen. So we're just gonna click view, click the Game Explorer. If you haven't already published the game, make sure you go publish the game. Just gonna drag this down a little bit. We're gonna right click on places here and add a new place. We're gonna do it again. We're gonna right click on places and add a new place. We're going to open both of these places. Alright guys, I've just finished the first map. I've made a couple of spawn locations. This is going to be called Fierce Forest. So you can see this is place number 16, alright? So if we go back to the main game, which is this, we want to get place number 15. Was that right? Place number 16. Alright, so place number 16, you just want to right click, rename, and call it whatever you like. Alright. So, since place number 16 is now done, we're going to click File, Publish the Roblox, and I'm going to exit out of it. So now, we've got place number 15 to do. Alright, so I'm going to make a map again. Alright guys, that's the second map made. I'm just going to place a few spawns, so let's see. Alright, we're going to click File, Publish to Roblox. This is place number 15, I can see at the top, so I'm going to go back into my main game. We can right click one of these, copy ID to clipboard, paste the ID in the games table, do the same for the other. You can have as many maps as you want, by the way guys. There's no limit to the maps, number of maps you can have. Next thing we've got to do is blacken screen. Alright guys, so I have already made a UI for this. You're gonna probably have to go ahead and make a UI. So this is my UI. Alright, so go ahead and make a UI of your choice. Make sure it's in a frame. Next thing we want to do is use this event we made before. So what we're gonna do is for I, V, and pass, pick up 1, do, game.replicate storage, sorry, blacken, fire client, actually, it's going to be V, alright, copy this, do the same for pick up 2, pick up 1 and pick up 2, that's all we need, and teleport players destroying cars. Okay, I think that looks okay to me. So now we're going to go over to the start GUI and we're just going to insert a local script. Alright, so the first things we want in here is actually variables. So we create some variables. We're going to make one for the player. Replicate storage. Local. Alright, this one might confuse you guys, but we haven't actually implemented an event for this one yet. Alright. So their truck, it's basically, it's going to allow them to jump out and stuff. So we need to know the truck to allow them to jump. We're not going to have anything here yet, but we are going to import run service. Game get service, run service. This is basically going to allow us to make a smooth tween, going to be used to make the blackout. So what we first want to do is make a function. Local function, and we're just going to call this linear tween. Credit to someone on scripting help us for this, I can't remember who. For this linear tween, it's very nice. We're going to have a start, a goal, elapsed, and a time. Alright, so what we want to do is we want to return a number every time this is called, and we're just going to return the start plus the elapsed divided by the time times the goal minus the start. So make sure it looks exactly like this, guys, so we can get a nice tween. We're gonna have 3 variables here. We're gonna have local duration, we're gonna have local start transparency, and we're gonna have end transparency. Alright, and you can customize how these you like. Obviously the end transparency is only always going to be 0, the start is only always going to be 1, I would think. Duration you can have as long as you want, but for this tutorial's sake I'm going to keep it at 2 seconds. Alright, what we need to do now is we're going to do game.replicate storage .blacken .on client event connect function. Alright, what we want to do is script the parent with a child main UI blackout visible equals true. Basically this is allowing this frame to be visible. I know it's already visible, it should have been. Let's see. So just make sure when you've made a UI the text transparency is to 1. Alright, and make sure this transparency, background transparency, is 1. Alright, and then this script should work for you. Okay, so we're just going to make it true in case it isn't already true. In my case it is. But that's fine though if you make it true because it's already true. So we're going to get a start time. So from the event, from when this event is fired, is going to be tick. So this just counts time from when the event was fired or the variable was created. I'm not too sure about it, but we're going to be using it. We're going to do while true to, so this is the while loop I was talking about. Local elapsed equals math dot minimum. And you're going to put tick in this box minus the start time and duration. So we've now got an elapsed time for I, v. Oh yeah, so the elapsed actually does mean when it's created. So when the while loop's created, that's how long it's been going on for. Alright, so for I, v in pairs, I think we're going to do script.parent with a child. Yep, main UI dot blackout get children. Alright, so basically it just gets all the items inside of the blackout frame, so here. Alright, and then we're going to put do. And then inside of here, what we basically want to do is say local trans equals linear tween. This is where we're going to use in the function to return this nice number. So that basically means transparency. Local transparency equals linear tween start transparency. Alright, start transparency and transparency. We want the elapsed and the duration. Alright, so after you've made that variable for the transparency, we're going to say if b is a, sorry for the notification, text label. So if it's a text label, then basically what we want to do is we want to set the text transparency equals transparency, and then we're just gonna basically do on here. This is where we're setting the blackout one. So if it's a text label, then do that, and then for this we're just gonna say, because we know exactly what it is, we're gonna do script parent with a child main UI dot blackout dot background transparency equals transparency. Alright, so a lot of transparencies there. So that's that bit done. But after two of these ends, you just want to drop and say if elapsed equals duration then. So in other words, if it's completed, then we're gonna break. Alright, I'm gonna have run service dot heartbeat wait. Okay, so that's that done. Now let's test it. So remember, it should fire every time the tween is completed, so that means we're done. So let's see, whether this works. It's going to be interesting. Well, I know it definitely works. But we could have made a stupid error. You never know. I don't think we'll have though. That's good. Alright, we jumped in. Yep. Vacant seat found in pickup 1. Info client has been added to the pickup 1 table. Boom. Alright, there we go. Index 1, value info client, total players is 1. Now, obviously, I'm not going to be teleported in the ROBLOX studio, but we could test in a normal game for that. Alright. Look at this. Now it says we can't teleport in the ROBLOX studio. This is because we actually can't teleport in the ROBLOX studio. So you see the way that tweened in there? That's what we want. So, now, one thing is, so we jump in the truck, how do we get out? We're stuck, we can't jump, we can't move, we can't walk, anything. So what we need to do is go into the handler. Well, first create a remote event. We're just going to call this enter. Alright, and when we put them in the table, so in the get vacant seat function, basically what we're going to do is, after this line we're going to do game.replicate storage.enter, fire client, and we're going to do player, but we're also going to do it with the seat number. Well, not the seat number exactly, but we are going to do it with the pickup number. Alright, so this player jumped at pickup 1, we're going to send a 1. This player jumped at pickup 2, so we're going to send a 2. Alright, we'll go to the local script now, and what we need to do is make something a variable for the ender event. No, the leave press event. Not event, it's oh, we should have it in there. Grab it from here. So leave frame should be in there. Basically what I've done is here I've created a frame with a text button with an image label. Let's see, visible. So this is what it looks like. I used the Roundify plugin for this. It's right here. Pretty good plugin, definitely. So yeah, we're gonna frame, text button, and a image label. Gonna make this invisible. And in the local script, we're gonna have local leave press equals script dot parent, wait for child, main UI, the leave press. No, it's not. It's leave FRM equals. No, it's not. It's not text button. Sorry for all the mistakes, guys. Okay. Now I think under here, well, under these variables, we can just do game.replicate storage.enter.onClient event connect function, and then we'll just say truck or truck number. Alright, so that's the truck number that passed. So we're gonna do leave press dot parent dot visible equals true, and we're gonna do their truck equals truck number. So now we know what truck they're in. Every time they jump in a truck, this will be updated to their truck number. Alright, so what we need to do is now leave press dot mouse button one down connect function, remove the Y. Every time they do this, we want to do replicate storage, and also we'll have that as RS. We'll have that as RS. I think that's it. Alright, so we'll do rs.enter. We're going to fire server to tell the server they want to jump out, and we're going to give the variable their truck. Okay? Right, now let's go into the handler, and every time they jump out the truck we need another script. Apart from we can't do it under here because this always goes on. So we're gonna have leave truck from client. Alright, what we're gonna do is game.replicate storage.enter .onServer event connect function. We're gonna have the player and the truck. Alright, we're gonna do if truck equals 1, then we'll do table.remove, And basically here we actually don't know what the well, we do know the table, of course, because it's pick up 1 in this case. But it's asking for a number position. You can see here it says value removed, table list, and a number of the position in the table that the player is. Well, we don't know what position the player in the table is because there's 8 seats and we don't know who got in first, second, third, last, you know, all of that. Take this for example, me, you, person, YouTube, I don't know. Okay, so if we wanted to remove you from the table, we need to know the position of that in the table. So that would be position 2 table if we were to move it. But we don't actually know the position. We can't just guess it because we'll get error. So this is where we need to create a function to find the player in the table. So we're just going to do that under the games table. We're going to have function find player in table. We're going to have the table that we pass, and we're going to have a search value that we pass. We're going to say for index value in pairs, the table that we pass, do if value equals our search value. So if the value in the table matches the searched value, we want to return the index of it, so we then know what number it is. Okay, so it's that simple to find it out. You can just make a little function for that, because Lua actually doesn't have any sort of I don't know, you can't just do this table dot player name, for example, or whatever. You cannot do that in Lua, so we have to return the index so we can use the index to remove it. So we're gonna do table.remove pick up 1, and then okay, what happened there? Yeah, so we need to pass the number of the table. So we're gonna do find player in table. The table is pick up 1, and the thing we're trying to find is the player, and that shouldn't be player M. Okay, the thing we're trying to find is the player, so we'll pass that, and then what we can go ahead and do is let's see, workspace player.name. So this is going to make them sit. .humanoid.sit equals, it's not going to make them sit, it's going to make them jump basically. Then we want to load the character so we know they're out the chair, and then we're going to teleport them. Workspace player.name .humanoid root part .cframe equals workspace.transport, and then we're going to make a new part now, and we're just going to call this setback, because they're being set back to a position. Grab the part, put it in a good location just outside of the trucks. Let's say the humanoid will spawn there, so their feet will be on the ground. And we'll make this transparent, we'll make it anchored, and can collide false. Alright, I'm going to call this setback, and make sure it's in the transport folder. Alright, now we're going to do workspace.transport.setback.cframe. Okay, so that's going to basically respawn them back there. Then we can just warn to know that they're out. Found player player.name. That's yeah, that's fine. Got in pickup 2 removed. Okay, so that's just telling us that we removed them. Pickup 1, yeah. Alright, we're gonna copy this whole thing, and we're gonna do an else. So if they're not in pickup 1, then they've got to be in pickup 2. We'll change that to pickup 2. Change that to pickup 2. Let's test that out now. So, I feel like we're missing something. Rs.NFI server bear truck. Ah, okay, it should, I think, yeah. We need to make this invisible, so we'll do false. Press apparent or visible. Okay, yeah. Press. So when they click it, we want to basically take them out the truck with that. Here. Take them out the truck here. Then we're going to make that false, so they can't see it anymore. So they can't just spam it for no reason. Alright, let's give it a test. Okay, we're gonna jump in here. Alright, we got the hop out button. That's good news. Let's hop out. Alright. Object expected, got boolean. Line 24. Got visible. Alright, let's try now. Alright. Got the hop out button, we're gonna click it, we got put back. Hop out, we're gonna click it, we got put back. Alright. Oh, we know that works now. But what if we hop out while it's going? Let's see if we can do that. Alright, it's going, look, it's going, it's trying to go, it's trying to go. I'm gonna hop out last second. Watch this. Boom. Yeah, and we can hop out last second. We don't want that to happen, so every time it takes off, what we're going to do is basically stop them from clicking hop out. So at the end here, well, I don't know whether I do it at the end or not. Is it right? Right, so this is where we're C-framing them. So we're going to do it just inside of here. We're going to save. Can't use V because it's already been used, but we can use, I don't know, E and R. But I got my V in pairs, and then we're gonna say pick up 1, 2. We're gonna make a new remote event, and we're just gonna call this revoke button. Okay, revoke button. So let's do game.replicate-storage.revoke via client. It's gonna be R. Okay, I'm gonna copy this and just have the same thing. Apart from, we're going to change this to pick up 2. So every time it goes, every time the trucks take off, they're going to fire all the clients to remove that button from their screen. So it's literally just going to be a local script in here. We're just going to say game.replicate-storage.revoke button on client event, connect function, and we'll just say it's not script, it's leave press.parent .visible equals false. Okay, so I'm gonna click file and publish the ROBLOX. I'm gonna go ROBLOX, I'm gonna right, okay, let's change this working, yes. Yep, seems to be on Alright, I'll see also gonna make next. Change outputs. Nothing's gonna happen yet. Alright, so when we jump in here, it should print. There we go. We can hop out if we want. There we go. Hopped out. Hop out again. Now we're gonna get back in. Yeah, when I made this shirt as well, guys, look what I did. I left them 2 things open by mistake, but we've got some new ones now. Alright, we're going somewhere. Let's hope this works first time. You can see, look here, total players is 1, even if we jump out and stuff. Definitely removes us. You are now teleporting to an unknown location. Please wait. Let's see if we actually teleport. And we teleported to Scorching Sands. Alright guys, you see. So we've covered teleporting in that episode. We've covered, what else have we covered? We've covered the remove button. That's where we covered, yeah, maps. So yeah. That's all for this episode, guys. If you did enjoy, please smash a like on it, and if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing for more camping videos. We've actually just hit 400 subscribers, so thanks very much for that. If you want the full source to this video, you can go to the link in the description, patreon.com/expertscripter, for all of this coding for just a small price.